there's a lot of speculation about the future of the SAA deal with the Takatso Consortium. That's after Gidon Novick, the co-founder of Home Suite Hotels and South Africa's newest low-cost airline, Lift, and who is part of the Takatso Consortium, resigned from the consortium this week. SAA staff and Parliament are actually questioning whether this deal is still in the works. The deal, which would see Takatso take a 51% stake of SAA as the government's strategic equity partner, has been mired in controversy for months now. We are joined by the man himself, Gidon Novick, to tell us more about the reasons behind his walkout from this consortium. Gidon, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. The last time we spoke, I asked you about the possibility of a conflict of interest between you being part of Lift and then being part of Takatso, which is now buying into SAA, and you said that those would be managed at some point. Tell us the reasons, really, that you have resigned, because as far as I am aware, you are actually resigning on the back that there is a lack of information around this particular deal.
Hi, Kwalani. Yeah, that's exactly right. As a director of a company, as you know, you have a fiduciary responsibility, and the only way to fulfill that is to have access to information about what's actually going on in the company. I, unfortunately, didn't have access to that information, and certainly in the last 6 or 8 months had no information in terms of the progress of the deal, the raising of funding, the roles and responsibilities going forward. So I just became very uncomfortable with that vacuum and lack of information, and really had no choice other than to resign.
Certainly, your resignation, Gidon, has sent a lot of ructions within Parliament and SAA about the possible demise of this particular deal. What do you say to those who are concerned, seriously concerned about the future of this deal, as the one central person in the consortium saying that we don't have information, I don't have the information that I need, therefore I am walking away? Is there a future when it comes to this particular deal?
I hope so. We are still shareholders in the consortium. Even though we're minority shareholders, we've put in significant time, effort, intellectual property into the deal itself. Obviously, something does need to happen. We see great potential with SAA, with the right structure, with the right management team, with the right culture, with the right levels of efficiency and technology. We see great potential. So I hope it does continue. I would love to just get more information. I think as partners, we would like to know what's going on. I know the public also is just yearning for more information in terms of the deal. Is it going to happen? What is holding it up? Has the capital been raised? So I think, overall what we're really asking for is a much greater level of transparency. And I think with that, there's no reason why the deal shouldn't go ahead.
Who would you say needs to be more transparent? Because there's the Department of Public Enterprises involved, there is SAA as a company itself, and then there's the Takatso Consortium, to which you are a part. Who should reveal that information about how funding is being raised? Because these are serious concerns. And again, coming from a person who was central to the consortium itself, your resignation has raised a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah, so we brought the skills to the table. That was really, the value that we brought up front. Obviously, we were involved in putting the deal together, building the business plan, and really using our collective experience to come up with a program for SAA going forward. Our partners in the consortium, the majority partners now, had the responsibility and still have the responsibility to raise the capital. So it sits in their domain, and we really would just love to know what's going on in that regard.
Let's talk about something else that came up in the past couple of months. You launched Lift Airlines with only one route in mind, really, which is Johannesburg and Cape Town, one of the busiest routes in the world. Now you are flying to Durban. Clearly, the demise of airlines such as Kulula and SA Express surely opened up the market for your airline. Can we expect to see more routes opened when it comes to Lift Airlines?
Yes, certainly. I mean, the third route was obviously connecting Durban to Cape Town, which was announced this week, actually, I think earlier this week. So there is a nice network now, and connecting the Golden Triangles, as so it's called. So there's good prospects for Lift. It's had a very good start in the 2 years that it's been around. The traveling market is coming back. It's probably sitting at about 75% of pre-COVID levels. Foreigners are coming back into the country, which is a great sign. And airlines like ourselves are adding capacity. So there are a lot more seats in the market. There was a time shortly after Comair went into liquidation where there were insufficient seats in the market. So there's new capacity, and I think generally speaking, the industry is in good shape.
And that was going to be my next question about the state of the South African airline industry. We've seen a lot of ructions, a lot of airline operating licenses being pulled, a lot of airlines that are actually in a state of flux when it comes to safety precautions. What do you make of how the industry is at the moment?
Well, it really has come out of a complete state of chaos. I mean, and this happened globally. Airlines, the industry around the world was brought to its knees. That obviously brought a lot of stress to many airlines, but it also brought opportunity, and I think that opportunity is what Lift has jumped onto. Not only an opportunity to get into the market, but an opportunity to reformulate the model. For example, bringing in a lot more flexibility so that, it's easy for people to change tickets or cancel tickets without having to pay penalty fees. So I think there's some, fundamental things that have changed. I think consumers are demanding more. They, looking for a less stressful experience around travel. COVID obviously made travel very stressful and anxiety provoking. And so, so I think new solutions are being called for, and Lift, fortunately, has plugged a lot of those holes.
Gidon Novick is the HomeSuite co-founder and co-founder of Lift Airlines, talking to us there about his surprise resignation, where he says the reason he has walked away is because the deal to take over SAA by the Takatso Consortium lacks a lot of information that is actually crucial to the operations and to him being comfortable about the prospects and the future of this deal, continuing to be involved in it. Gidon, thank you very much for your time.